When we open up the Archichlamydae folder, those with free petals, independent, separate petals, we see that they even have more families. So we still have to break them down further. We have the family Leguminos.
That is the legume family.
The family Rosaceae. That is the rose family. The family Cruciferaceae. And the family Ranunculaceae. That is the buttercup family. These are the 4 families in the Archichlamydae subdivision of dicotyledons. So we already know that they have a common characteristics, which means the petal they're all separate. So let's know what each family represents, and we'll look at an example each from each of the families.
The Leguminosae family, that is the legume family,
are flowers that have bilateral symmetry, 5 petals, the 2 lower ones forming a keel, numerous stamens, and a superior ovary, which means the ovary is higher than all the other parts of the flower. It also has a fruit. Let's bring out an example. Here is an example of a flower of a dicotyledon in the legume family. Beans! Beans is an example. I'm sure we all know beans. That is an example. So let's move on to another example from another family, which is the family Rosaceae. Flowers belonging to this family are radially symmetrical and, with few exceptions, have 5 free petals and sepals. The stamens are numerous with anthers turned to the interior, and they are perigynous. That is, they are borne on the edge of a cup-shaped calyx. There are 1 or more pistils. The leaves are stipulates. The name Rosaceae comes from rose, the simple wild rose. Let's look at an example. Here is an example, the hyacinth plant. You can see the petals separate again, not joined together, because they are from the Archichlamydae subdivision of the cotyledonous plant, which is also a subdivision of the angiosperm, remember, and is also a subdivision of the flowering plants. Next, we have the family Cruciferae. The flowers belonging to this family have 4 petals and 4 sepals. The stamens are 6, 2 of which are shorter than the others. The petals are in the form of a cross, which in Latin is crux, from which the family derives its name. The fruit is a silic. The family includes many genera: the watercress genus, the rockcress genus, the cabbage genus, and the wallflower genus.
Next, we have the family Cruciferaceae.
Some of these words are very interesting. We have a mustard plant. Here is a mustard plant from the family
Cruciferaceae. Next, we have the family Ranunculaceae,
which is the buttercup family. Flowers that have 3 to 15 petals or none, in which case the sepals are colored. They have numerous stamens, numerous pistils, carpels distinct and separate, superior ovary, leaves usually without stipules. Let's look at this. Also called the buttercup family. Let's see an example. It looks interesting. Here we have an example, the clematis. So these are examples. All of them are examples from the Archichlamydae family. The distinct thing about them is that they are dicotyledonous plants in which their sepals and petals are separate. Now we're going to open up the other class under the Archichlamydae family, which is the Metachlamydae class. The flowers of plants in this group have a corolla in which the petals are more or less united. These are fused through parts or their length into a tube which surrounds the stamens and the carpels. Again, it's more families here. So under the Metachlamydes, we have the family Compositae.
We have the family Scrophulariaceae. Scrophulariaceae.
We have another family, the family Labiates, that is the mint family. And we have another family, the family
Polymoniaceae.
that is the phlox family. So we know that all the Metachlamydes are united. So let's look at examples and know what is the difference between each of these families. The first family, the family Compositae, have flowers that have many florets packed into a thalamus, sepals like bristles, stamens fused by anthers, and the style, two styles at the tip. Here is an example of a sunflower plant. You can see that the petals are fused, even though at the end they seem to be scattered, but around it we see that they come together to form one. That is the sunflower plant in the family Compositae under the Metachlamydes. In the snapdragon family or the family
Scrophulariaceae,
these are flowers that have corolla, usually two-lipped, with 5 distinct sepals. The stamens are 2 or 4 and they are inserted in the tube of the corolla. The ovaries are also 2-celled. Let's see an example. Here is an example of a dicotyledon in the Metachlamydae family, the pentstemon plants. It's a flowering plant and it's joined together. If you look closely, you'll see that it's joined together. The petals are joined together as one. Here's another family, the mint family or the family Labiates. Flowers that have irregular shaped 2-lip corolla, 4 to 2 stamens, 2-lobed stigma, and 4-lobed ovary square-shaped stem with opposite leaves. Let's get an example. A sweet lavender plant is another example of a Metachlamydae under the mint family. Again, we see that at the end of the petals, they are fused together or united, even though they seem to be separate at the end. Finally, in the
family Polymoniaceae,
that is the phlox family, we have flowers that have radial symmetry, corolla with a 5-parted border, stamens that have 5 inserted in the tube of the corolla, the ovaries are 3-celled, and the stigma is 3-lobed. So let's see an example. This is an example of the phlox family, the sweet William plant. So let's compare and contrast the two families of the dicotyledon, starting from here. So we see that the main difference is that the petals in the Archichlamydae family are separate, they're independent, they're not joined together, while those of the Metachlamydae family are joined together, and they have 4 families each in each subdivision.